Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Thank you so much for checking out all the videos recently. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, actually, and it's not just like and subscribe, but there's a link to my Discord in the channel description, and in the video description below. Click the link there. I want to actually get like a more robust Discord going. We got like maybe about 50 people in there right now, but I'd like to actually just kind of get it growing. Let's get a whole bunch of people in the Discord. Let's actually start conversations on this. We're going to do raid. I am actually going to try to play a couple other games too. So at least one other game. As raid is going to be my main focus. But personally, I just actually want to just have some fun and doing some other stuff too. It's not about saying that raid is bad. It's not about any of that stuff. It's actually about I just want a little bit of a change of pace every now and then. And that's it. It's pretty much the whole thing. So anyway, the other video I just posted the other day was about the 10 bad legendaries I have. Well, some of the 10 bad legendaries I have. Today's video is actually going to be about 10 rockstar legendaries. So please subscribe to the channel. We really need help with the growth right now. So do whatever it takes. Click the subscribe button and join the Discord right now. And at 2,000 subs, gem giveaways will be inbound regularly, not just once either. They're going to happen as much as I can possibly do them. So anyway, without further ado, let us actually get into the legendaries that we think are wonderful here. It's like 10, maybe possibly 11 here that I say would be the top legendaries that I have. And I'm only focusing on the ones I have because there's other ones out there that are god tier. I don't have as much of the super god tier stuff, like the top 5 in the game, really. So without further ado, we'll just keep going. Tormund. He's great. He's cool. I'll show you my Tormund stats. 5,300 defense, 191 speed, 357 accuracy, some nice HP. Frost set. Tormund is actually really cool. Tormund can be used in dungeons too. So I did a video on Tormund showing him crowd control. He does do good on the crowd control side, but his main purpose is obviously arena. We all kind of know Tormund's annoying as hell and freezes people. That's basically it. One of my favorite legendaries in the game, and I think she's actually cool. And the cool thing about her is that she is actually free to play. It takes a while for you to grind her out, but is Arbiter. And you need the most speed you can get on her. My Arbiter's got 300 speed, which I feel like I should get more, but 60,000, almost 60,000 HP. It's fast and tanky is just how I have her built. But Arbiter's skills are so good. She fills turn meter at 30% and then places increased attack. And then heals all allies by 20% of their max HP if they have less than 50% HP. She resurrects everybody with 35% HP, then fills turn meters by 20%, and grants an extra turn if an ally was successfully revived. And I have her fully booked. That's a 3-turn, that's a 5-turn cooldown. This is okay. It just places a weekend, nothing special there. This is actually kind of nice. It decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn, with actually a 100% chance when you book it up. So it's at that. But Arbiter is just amazing. Like she can be used in any content, really. Use her in speed comp for clan boss. You can use her in arena, even though now with Tormund and everything too, she is not the meta anymore. But I still use her just because it took me forever to grind her, and I still love her, and I don't really care if I'm just in gold 4. So I think she's awesome. I really do. It's honorable mention to Minaya. I actually don't think Minaya is more mid-tier, actually, even though Minaya is good. She has some great healing abilities, but I do sort of feel like something could be missing with Minaya in a way, but Minaya is actually pretty good, so she's not going to necessarily be in this list. Vizier, though, is going to be in here. So Vizier, I pulled Vizier probably in December-ish, I want to say. This guy just shoots your clan boss damage way off the charts because of extending debuffs on his A1, a 3-hitter. 35% chance of increasing the duration. Each hit actually has this chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn, which you can book up to a 50% chance. And then 2-time hitter that does all this other stuff, which is kind of cool in dungeons or possibly arena. Block buffs, decreased attack, and heal reduction. The block buffs would actually be the probably good thing in arena, although I wouldn't necessarily use Vizier there. Vizier is really going to shine in clan boss. He's like a double S tier in clan boss. Everywhere else, he's probably a B. So he's not like going to be anything god tier besides clan boss. So, and then this debuff spread where it takes debuffs from you and then spreads them to the other team is kind of neat. And then Perfect Veil, I don't know. This part's meh, and I hate the fact that it does the animation now, but still, it's there. Now, one of my favorites, and this is actually probably the best legendary I pulled the earliest. My build on her is not exactly super sexy or anything either. I still have her in relatively clan boss build, but it's not even that. Her defense sucks. HP 44,000, 208 speed, 236 debuff accuracy. But I want to rebuild her and get her in cruel sets with as much crit damage and crit rate as I possibly can right now. So that's actually my mission, because I was using her in Clan Boss. The negative is, her kit is amazing, but the negative is her AI does not work in Clan Boss because it just busts the poisons and they're capped. But she's got a 3-hitter that does poison on her A1, and she's amazing even without books. AoE that hits twice, 50% chance of placing 5% poison debuff for 2 turns on all enemies. So that's actually pretty cool on a 3-turn cooldown, and a 4-turn AoE that does the blows up all the poisons, and enemies skilled by the skill can't be revived. And she's also got this thing with Bellinor's on the team, but I don't have Bellinor. I would say Xavia actually is a top 10, but her AI is wonky. It needs to be fixed, actually. So hopefully with her AI, they could actually fix it where she doesn't use her Deadly Catalyst in the Clan Boss. That would make her, I mean, just God tier there. But she's still really good, and she's my first legendary that I got that was like really top tier, I feel like. Drexstar is another guy. He is freaking awesome, right? I use him for Spider mostly right now, but I actually really like Drexstar. His animation is so cool. Not his animation, but the way he looks, like this, like flaming, like he's just pure fire. Actually, you know, that's it. Like look at this, like his whole body is pure fire. That is so cool. And this armor right here with this weird face. All these demon spawn. A lot of these demon spawn have like, I think some undead too have like their torso and stuff looks like, and their stomach look like a face. 3-hitter with an HP burn, and then heals by 20% of the damage inflicted if the target's under an HP burn. AoE that places a provoke debuff, so it's an AoE provoke, which is really nice. You can book to 4-turn cooldown. I wish this was actually a little bit different, where it was maybe 2 turns, even if it was on a 4-turn cooldown, but that's okay. And then 55% chance of placing HP burn when he gets hit too. So you provoke people, and he gets hit. He's pretty tanky, but he's also giving them a debuff every time he gets hit. So there's extra value in the provoke, plus placing HP burns, which is pretty nice. And then increase ally accuracy in all battles by 70. So he has a ridiculous accuracy aura, which is super cool. Then the other free-to-play guy. This guy, to me, actually is a top-tier legendary. Rosin. So Rosin is freaking awesome. If you're a newer player and you're free-to-play and you can do it, focus on getting Rosin as quickly as you possibly can, because Rosin is good in every single area of the game. Every area of the game, actually. He's good in Dragon. He's good in Fire Knight. He's good in Spider. He is okay in Golem because he's negative affinity. But everywhere else, he's amazing. He's amazing in Clan Boss. This A1 3-hitter, 20% chance of removing 1 random debuff from the target. Okay. This is great. It's decreased defense and weaken and 1 ability. It's not AoE. It's a single hitter, but this makes him very viable for Clan Boss on a 3-turn cooldown. So your damage output could be a lot higher when you put this on him. AoE that decreases everyone's turn meter by 100% on a 6-turn cooldown. This is amazing, right? And the turn meter manipulation is huge. His aura for the arena, that's another place he's good, is increasing resist by 90. That's a huge resist aura. So if you build a tanky defense team, he can be really, really good. Okay, next, we got the other fusion that was just here a couple months back. Rhodos, the Lost Groom. This guy is great. Decreased defense on his A1. And you can use him for the most part in most dungeons, except for maybe Spider. He's not that useful there. And Fire Knight. But everywhere else, I mean, he's a Golem King. You could solo the whole thing with him, probably. Decreased defense is A1. This thing that does the decreasing the target's max HP. And then it's basically stealing it. So it steals it from them and puts it on him. Increases his max HP. And then this just hits like a truck and ignores defense. He is very good. And then when you have Sifi on here too, and decreases damage from a single hit, so it only hit for 50% of his HP. Rhodos is one of the best, most OP characters in the game. He's actually one of the best fusions we've had. Tormund and Rhodos are probably the most OP fusions I feel like we've had for quite some time. We usually either get mediocre characters or a couple that are just super OP like this. One of my absolute favorites too, who I so much love. Again, I'm focusing on who I have here. So is Trunda Guilt Mallet. Trunda hits like a damn truck. And I don't even have her built with enough crit damage, crit rate. 91%, 220. She still hits pretty hard. You really want to do it where you just take the accuracy off her, unless you can use her in dungeons and stuff, and build her up for max crit damage, max crit rate, so you can just pop off on people in the arena. But her skills are really cool. She's got this stun on her A1, which is a 2-hitter. She's got this that does an AoE and then deals 60% of damage. This hits really hard on one person, really. And then the rest of the people it kind of doesn't because it's that 60% less damage. But this is great, the AoE with the stun. And then it also places HP burns as well. So she is just good in Spider. She's good in dungeons. She's not going to be good against the boss at all, though, in any dungeon because she brings nothing that's useful against the boss. In Arena, though, she is sickeningly good. Sickeningly good. And then I think we had like 11 here, so we actually got 4 more to go. Someone I just picked up, who I'm literally have barely even built yet. I got to get him up to 252 speed or 251. I had the right HP idea on there, but that doesn't matter. I need him as fast as I can to get the two key Ultra Nightmare. But Rasca, he's got, this is A1 is okay. I mean, 50% chance to remove one random debuff or one random buff. And then places block cooldowns on a block and a block buffs for 2 turns. And the debuffs can't be resisted. So that part's cool. You don't need accuracy for that. And then this is this big thing. Places block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. And HP aura on all battles by 33%. So Rasca, I'm actually looking forward to actually getting more use out of him in several different spots, but mainly in Clan Boss. And I'll test him out in some arena battles too, although Rhodos completely counters him now. Another one of my favorites who's just so awesome, and he was one of the early God tier legendaries I did pull. I personally think he's a top 5 legendary, actually, because he just does so much with the buff strip and the resetting of the cooldowns too, is Prince Kaimar. So his A1 is an AoE that places 5% poisons if he crits. Another AoE that removes all buffs and places a sleep. So he strips all the buffs from everybody and puts a sleep on him. On a 3-turn cooldown, and then resets the cooldown of all ally skills and fills the turn meter of all allies by 20%. And then he's got a speed in the arena by 30%. Prince Kaimar is amazing. Like, I love Prince Kaimar. He's one of my favorite heroes in the game. I think he deserves a spot in the top 5, definitely the top 10. And then last one we'll look at, she's another one that's sort of like Vizier. She's really, really good. But her main purpose is campaign farming. I did a video on Queen Eva, so go ahead and go check out that video on Queen Eva. It's one of my earliest videos I've done, and it's actually one of my most successful videos on the channel. But go check it out. It'll show you can just have reasonably good gear. You don't have to have God tier gear to build up Queen Eva. I mean, look at this. I have 96% crit rate, 179 crit damage, barely any HP. All this, and she farms campaign like 6-7 seconds on just some meh average gear, right? That's the great part of her. So if you're an early game player or even a mid game player or whatever, you get Queen Eva, like, she's one of the best farmers in the game. Everywhere else, though, she's not God tier. She's good, she's solid, but she's not like over the top. She's a specialist. She's double S in the campaign. She's a B everywhere else, is what I'd say. You know, it attacks one enemy with the heal reduction there, and then 2-hitter, enemies killed by the skill can't be revived. That part's great. AoE that decreases turn meter by 20%, and then resets this if she kills anybody. So all she does in campaign is just keep popping this ability off over and over again, which is really cool. So that is actually going to be it for this video, which was actually the legendaries I have and the top 10 of those. And I'll be out soon with another video, very similar to this, but a little bit different. So thank you very much for checking it out. Do me a favor again, like, subscribe, join the Discord, do all that stuff, please. Thank you very much for your support. Have a great weekend. Everyone stay safe out there. Cheers.